All right.
Boop. There we go. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, BritBox.
What?
There's a. It's oh, hang on. One of these is that one. There we go. Oh, geez, that one too. I had all the audios on.
Oh, from the streams.
Yes, but the thing is, they were all perfectly delayed. So like, Twitch came first, then YouTube, then Facebook. I heard myself say "Hey, BritBox" 3 times.
Oh, I should probably.
But yeah, I just saw an ad for a show on Brit. But hey, that was the girl from Agents of Shield.
Which one?
Her sister in the very last season.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that far.
She's on some Cinemax. She's on some Cinemax show called Warrior.
Ah.
But yes. So back to BritBox. I saw an ad for it's a cop show taking place in England or United Kingdom. I don't remember specifically where, but it stars Rob Lowe as he's like the new police chief of some area, and he's got to like get him into shape. And there was something about he's like, oh no, yeah, there's one thing you guys extremely excel at: murders. Because they're giving him crap, and he's like, there was some line about like, oh yeah, well, can't really do, you don't do things that way over here in England, or you're not in America, you can't just do that like that. He's like, well, you guys don't do it like it anyway either.
I just closed the show notes.
I also have the Apple Pencil, so I'm playing around with that.
Oh, I should probably not have the show notes in that window anyways. The one that could potentially be captured. I got that figured out now.
There you go. There you go.
Did you try the chat last time? Did it work?
So I can see it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
just says.
That was all I was
Chat.
really looking for, was that way you can see it. You could always chat and like you've got all the tabs open. All right, and we've checked the soundboard, right?
Yes. It just took a second last time. Okay, see? There we go. Oh, that's on there twice.
I have no response to that.
Oh, it's a free episode, that's why. Sure, if I click on that one, that's a free episode as well.
As everyone checks out my butt. Hey. Oh, wait. No, I think I have the camera zoomed in so you wouldn't see it.
Oh. I was just going off memory at that point.
All right. I think we're ready to get started. Oops.
I have no response to that.
Well, shut up. Okay, you ready to get things started?
Let's do this.
All right. Starting the show in 3, 2, 1. Thanks to everyone who supported us on Patreon. Do you want the pre-show, post-show, and other bonus goodies? Then you need to go check out patreon.com/boardsandswords. Live from Swordplay Studios and on the correct week, it's time for Boards and Swords.
Yippee!
That's right, everyone. This is Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we talk about bad jokes, good folks, and the occasional board game every now and then. I am one of your hosts. My name is Chris Renshaw. And then on the other end of this Discord call is my co-host, as usual, Mr. Philip Herbig.
What's going on, everybody?
How's it going, Philip?
Well, can't complain too much.
He says, looking up from his iPad, his new iPad that he got.
Yeah. So currently the weather says it's cloudy
With a chance of meatballs.
with a chance of actual legitimate snow. I'm gonna beat
Really?
the snot out of yes. Chance of actual legitimate snow.
A chance of legitimate.
My friends who live north of us, who I told keep that crap up there with you, coming
They failed
for
you.
you.
They
Okay?
failed you.
I'm coming for you.
Don't like the snow?
Huh?
Don't like the snow?
No, because then it's like it's a pain in the ass to get to work, and my driveway is literally a hill.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's just. And as soon as people see one snowflake fall out of the sky, they just forget how to drive and.
Well, that's the
live.
same thing happens when it rains, so.
Yes. I mean, it rains more often than it snows.
Yeah, but still.
And then people, go out and you're buying everything to make milk sandwiches and all that kind of stuff.
But they're doing that anyways, because all the toilet paper's gone still.
Yeah.
Or again. I don't know.
Again.
I don't know if it got better or worse. But I can tell you what is better, maybe better, is I've got news again this week. You should tell when I start to make a transition that I'm moving into the news bit.
I clicked out of it.
So I don't have as many this week, so don't worry. These were actually, all of these came to us thanks to people in our Slack channel. So thank you to those people who helped out, because it's just, there's oh, look, this thing's, Games Workshop's announcing this, Paizo's, all the people that regularly churn out content are churning out their regular content. And, I could fill up a news segment with Games Workshop, Games Workshop Fantasy Flight, even though I do that sometimes, but I'm a champion. What? Yeah, exactly. But so I got three news stories in here first. First one. The name says duel, but it's more like duel as little as possible. And that is Peterson Games, who's known for a lot of Cthulhu stuff. We're talking, they have they are going to be doing a game. They have a game that's been out for a while called Cthulhu Wars, and now they're coming out with a 2-player version called Cthulhu Wars Duel. Let me switch over so over here. The old ones have risen, monsters walk the earth, humanity is finished, but the struggle continues. Which great old one will rule the earth? Now you take charge. It's a fast-moving 2-player game, which you play as Great Cthulhu himself or the Black Goat, cosmic goddess of hideous fertility. That sounds weird. Hideous fertility. So the reason I this was put in our Slack, so that's why I brought it up here. But the big reason I wanted to talk about it is we need to step back a second and talk about Cthulhu Wars originally. And this was a game known for its minis. Like, it had huge minis, like especially the ones of the old ones and themselves. And so it was kind of like, imagine Blood Rage, but everyone's playing a god, and the mini for that god is like twice the size of the monster in that game. So I don't know if you can see, if you've got the stream pulled up, I've got some the BGG pictures.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
So like these minis are huge. And like that box is like a Gloomhaven size box.
Yeah, it is.
So just for reference there. So yes, this was a game. It was all about, but in the dual version, it's just standees.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's just standees. So it's like, well, what's the point? I was making a joke in the Slack about the minis, it just being a box with 2 minis in it. But like this looks terrible. Like, sure, Cthulhu Wars, the original one, was expensive, so sure, if you're trying to make... But I feel like if you're making a 2-player version, you could make it cheaper, because you only have to make 2 factions worth of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, you made a cheaper version of a game that people only liked for the deluxe value. Like, I don't remember anybody saying, like, they loved Cthulhu Wars for the gameplay. People bought it because it's like, huge minis, and I can like, yeah. So.
Got him!
No, then don't got him. So, this next one you will definitely marvel at. In fact, you might say this game is unmatched in its potential, and that is that... You're welcome. So there's been this game that's been talked about a bunch. I haven't played it yet, but it's called Unmatched. It was, if anybody remembers the Hasbro game Star Wars Epic Duels, that came out, I think it was like 2002, 2003, something like that. Back when Hasbro had the Star Wars license. It may have been later, may have been like 2005, 6, 7, somewhere around there. So it's a minis game that uses card play. So like you have minis for your heroes, and then you use cards to do different abilities, move around, and that sort of thing. Well, they relaunched it. Mondo and Restoration Games relaunched it as a game called Unmatched, which is basically they pulled the Star Wars license off of it, and that way they could do things like Sinbad, and they could do Alice in Wonderland, and like I think they even had a licensed version that had Bruce Lee figure that you could get. Like all these different figures. There's like a Sherlock Holmes pack and Watson. There was that they just recently did a Jurassic Park one, but they recently announced, or within this week, I believe. I think it was actually like Monday. Oh, this is Tuesday, so this was literally yesterday, hot off the presses. 4 new superhero themed sets for the Marvel Universe. So Redemption's Row featuring Luke Cage, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight. Hell's Kitchen featuring Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye. Teen Spirit, which will have Miss Marvel, Squirrel Girl, and Cloak and Dagger. And for King and Country, that has Black Widow, Black Panther, and Winter Soldier. So each one of these. So think of Funkoverse, except for more of a actual game and less like a just goofy thing,
Okay, yeah.
So more like an action. That's like the people that don't like playing Funkoverse because it's too silly and Funko Poppy. They're like, oh, but I love Unmatched. I have not played Unmatched because all the regular stuff, like the public domain characters that they had in it, I just didn't care for. Like I was like, okay. There was they just came out this summer with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. That was the first one. That and Jurassic Park was like, I could try this. But we're in the middle of 2020, so
Right.
All right, and the last one I have for you is that it's time for some pros and some Gen Cons. And that is Gen Con released this one I put in here because this started some turmoil. and that
Okay.
people don't actually. There was a lot of clickbaiting going on, not actual reading to figure out what they actually said. So
I can feel you on that. Yeah.
Gen Con put out a release about what they're doing about 2021. And before I tell you what they said, what happens is the website Polygon took that, wrote an article about it, but the title is Gen Con's going forward with 2021 convention. And everyone saw that and lost their mind. Like, it's too early to tell. There's no way. Like, a lot of things have to go right, blah, blah, blah. But that's not actually what the message says. So if you actually go to Gen Con's website and read the response, what it actually says is, we would like to have 2021 Gen Con in person in Indianapolis as we normally do. However, we're working towards that. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done in a way, and we're monitoring everything that we need to do, to see that this is happening as possible. So it's not them saying, yes, this is going to happen. It's, we want it to, we'll see if it actually does, which is a lot different than the title of the Polygon article, because I saw everybody reacting to the title of the Polygon article, not reading the article, and like even Gen Con like responded to the official Polygon tweet that was like, no, this is not quite what we said. And they even say that because of this, because normally we'd be doing badge registration in like a month, right? On a normal year. They even say, considering this uncertainty, we're postponing badge registration and event submission until we have a better idea of what the year will hold. So there you go. It's not a full steam ahead. It's, we'll see.
There's just one event, and it's open to everyone, and it's just a giant game of hide and seek.
No, it's just a long line for people to get the vaccine.
If you get caught, you have to go home.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just a long line. There's just vaccines at all the doors, and it's like, all right, you can go in. You can go in. And then we all get con crud from like reactions.
Exactly.
So there you go. That was a little bit of news I had.
Yeah.
So, Philip, what are you doing? What games you playing? You playing Destiny?
Yeah, playing Destiny. Actually, we did pop back into Deep Rock Galactic because it's a holiday, so they're doing an event.
Nice.
Just kind of spicing up during Halloween. Just randomly throughout all the levels were jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh.
And if you broke them, there was a chance of a loot bug, which there's like 10 of gold and a resource called nitra per loot bug you kill. So you pop a jack-o'-lantern, you had a like 50% chance of getting one of those, and then you had a 50% chance of 3 swarmers coming out and attacking you. So now there's Christmas presents lying around, or holiday presents, whatever holiday you decide.
Right.
Yep.
What about
so
I heard our friend Mike was talking about this other game. I don't know if he played it with just our other friend Chris or if he played it with you. Unrailed?
They played that. I don't
Okay.
think I picked that up.
It was apparently it was like a real time like local kind of co-op, but you could play it local co-op-ish over Steam something he was talking about, where you could like, it was like you have to work together to make like the longest rail like train track. But I looked at the graphics. I was like, hey, that looks like Minecraft. And they said it was like the perfect kind of couch. He was recommended to our friends Corey and Jimmy because he said it was like the perfect kind of couch co-op game.
Oh.
And then I looked it up and found out it was on Switch. And I was like, well, that's definitely where I'm getting it if I'm going to play it, especially if it's that kind of couch co-op sort of game.
Okay. So I can't find anything telling me that this video is fake. I saw a video on TikTok and it was spread up. It was sped up extremely quickly. There's a Cubone Funko Pop figure
Yes.
with the Pokeball inside its head.
What?
So like this guy, there's I've got the video up right now. It's Cubone number 619 only at Target.
Yeah,
It's
I've
the
seen that one.
giant one.
Yep.
Yeah. He cuts the damn thing open, and there's one of those Pokeballs with a couple of packs of Pokemon cards inside of its head.
Really? That seems fake.
It does.
It seems like he did that. Like he cut it, put it in there, heated it up to seal it back up, kind of thing.
Yes. But I can't find anything to tell me it's fake.
Well, speaking of Pokemon, I got to tell you this because I found out this and I was, oh my gosh. So Ashley brings home something to show me, and it was something that her mother had actually kept when it came out and had it all this time. And then now that we're actually like in it, she was like, oh, this might be worth something, and then had it and then gave it to Ashley. And Ashley was like, I bet that you could probably sell this for something. And I'm like, no, we're keeping that. So do you remember back when Pokemon first came out? I don't know what restaurant it was. I want to say Burger King. They had this Pokeball that had like gold plated cards in it.
That was McDonald's.
It was McDonald's?
I want to say it was McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law has one and had one. She gave it to Ashley, and I was like, no, we're keeping that. I remember that. Like, that's staying in this house.
Yeah. It was one of the gold ones?
Yeah. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. This says Burger King.
Is it Burger King?
Yeah, because this is definitely it. Hold on, I got to switch it back to. Yeah, this is definitely what it is. There's a little Pokeball that had these like, I mean, they're not like full on Pokemon cards. Oh, I gotta see if there's
yeah.
Or maybe they are. They're just covered in gold. Yeah, this is. So I have one of these now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was like, nope, that's staying here. 1999, apparently, according to the copyright statement.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were talking about.
Is it mint in box?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because I saw the cards. Like I wouldn't have known what it was from the box, but when I saw it open with the cards, I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Okay.
I remember this. So, speaking of nostalgia, did you see the pic I sent you the other day?
Yes, I did.
Wait,
other day or today?
Well, I mean, both, but I was talking about I sent you. So, I've kind of gone on a bend. You might say it's a Yu-Gi-Oh bend. Hold on, I could pull up the picture of what my desk looks like, that where I store. Like when I now have a table that I set stuff when I buy it, because I usually want to make videos with it first before I, especially with TikTok now being a thing.
Yeah.
And so let me see if I can find the picture, if this thing actually will load. There's that video that Ashley sent me, a video that like scared like the literal poop out of me. And it was like it done in a TikTok format style. And I'm like, I hate you so much. Okay, here we go. Look back over here. Yeah, this is my table right now.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. So what happened is that Chloe found a whole stack of Magic cards, and I took them to the game store, and I got like $75 for them. And I was like, I've been testing the waters of this Yu-Gi-Oh thing, and once when we're able to play stuff again, it'd be nice to go to one of the things. And if you look online, everybody's like, don't buy booster packs, buy singles because you'll never get what you want. But I like opening things, and plus there's the whole making content. I started making videos of making fun of the Yu-Gi-Oh card names on TikTok, so you can go check that out. But I was like, I'll get some, and so I took that 75 and basically just spent it on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Well, there you go.
But like the first, I got this pack. It's called Dragons of Legend, the complete series. That's like a reprint of something they did in like 2014. But like I opened it up, and the first pack I open up has this card called Toon Kingdom, which is basically another version of Toon World from the first season of the anime, and then like Dark Magician Girl, Dragon Rider. And then what else? Oh, I got the special card was Jinzo. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Then I look online; they're like not rare at all. But there were like I think cumulatively those three cards are worth like $3.
Oh,
not as right. Like if I had found this one alternate art Dark Magician Girl, it would have been like $5 to $8 by itself. But
okay, there you go.
Yeah, but it was still pretty cool to open it up. I'm like, oh man, like I can make a deck out of this, and then it would probably suck because I hear if you make a deck based off of the anime, it will suck. I heard somebody I'm browsing through some of the Reddits. They call it the anime tax.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I still have whole boxes over there. In boxes, I don't mean like booster boxes. That the Dragons of Legend series comes in this like $20 pack that has these two. It makes you. It's weird because it says it comes with 2 booster packs, and you're like, that's a lot of money for 2 booster packs. But the booster packs have 18 cards each, so you're like, oh. And then it comes with this giant like special looking die. I don't even know if the camera will pick it up. Not well, but yeah.
Not well at all. No.
Oh, here's a darker one. That might show up a little better. Yeah.
3 crests. They don't match.
They don't match. So I've been experimenting with that and opening that stuff up. Yeah, Philip, you could always come get obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh with me. Philip's like, nah. What's wrong? Are you too cool for it?
No, I actually my issue was so like just like reading the Dark Magician Girl Dragon Rider.
Mm-hmm.
It was you all just reading through like how the stuff got to be summoned, like the Jinzo on there. It was like, yeah, you got to sacrifice like 2 6-star monsters to summon him.
Yeah.
And it was like, why can't it just be like magic, and then I gotta have if I don't have the energy on the field, I can't do anything.
Well, I actually like it because of that, because I don't have to worry about having the right energy or mana. It's just, anything 4-star or less, you just throw it out on the field, and then for like 5 or 6, you got to sacrifice 4 or less, and then to do higher than a 7, you got to do sacrifice 2, and then for like your god cards, you got to sacrifice 3. It's pretty similar to how it works in like the second season of the anime. Not the first season when they were just like, just throw this out here. No, when you get to Battle City, the rules are more like that.
Yeah.
They're not exactly the same, but
when Kaiba went and summoned like all 3 blue eyes, just they're in my hand. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. No, in this case, it's like when Kaiba sacrificed the one card and Obelisk, that Egyptian god, to summon his blue eyes, and everyone's like, "You sacrificed a god card?" And Kaiba's like, "Heck yeah, I did," because he like saw vision, and if he had attacked with the god card, he would have lost, or because anime.
That's right.
But
power of friendship.
Although now that I've learned that so apparently, like, one of the benefits of the Millennium Puzzle in the lore of the anime and with the Pharaoh itself is just he is super lucky and is able to will whatever card he needs at the time he needs it. Like when
he believes in the heart of the cards.
I
He's
know,
not
but I'm
lucky.
talking like the Pharaoh apparently is supposed to have the ability to where he can just like call the card he needs, and it makes the series so much better when you realize, oh, he's just using his powers to get the card he needs.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, this is taking too long. I need the Dark Magician. Boom, Dark Magician. Hey, got him.
I just wish there was one duel in the anime where the guy's like, "Oh man, I have the most horrible starting hand. Can we like,
Can we do over?"
yeah, or I need somebody to do the real life version. Like there are real life versions where people have like parodied these things, but I need someone to be like, make it like the stakes are in the anime. Where like the fate of the world rides on this one duel, and the guy's like, I just couldn't draw the right cards. I just had the
Or
wrong.
like, or like the Fate of Your Soul. Wasn't that a Battle City
Yeah.
episode where he had like that weird soul saw in the floor?
Yeah. The
Like
dark
getting
energy
closer to your
disc.
ankle.
Which
Yeah.
apparently, another thing I found out is in the Japanese, those were just actual buzz saws.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so
you would've just
to make
lost
it
a
more kid friendly, they made them dark energy discs that would send you to the Shadow Realm.
I mean, is the Shadow Realm really that bad? We never like. There was never a tour of the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Like, what was it?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Is it just really dark and you get left the hell alone?
Maybe.
Sign us up at this point.
COVID people are like, no mask, banish to the Shadow Realm. Like,
I mean,
you've been.
That's a meme. That's a meme about people being kidnapped. It's
Yeah.
like, we're gonna take you and lock you in a room, and you're gonna get 3 tiny meals a day. And you're like, food, a bed, and people leave me alone? Yes, take me.
Now I just like Law and Order, Battle City or Domino City, whatever it is, where it's like, you've been charged with blah, 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 blah. How do you plead? Not guilty. Well, this duel will determine your fate. If you lose, you will be banished to the Shadow Realm forever. But I don't know how to play. Why does everything in this world rely on a trading card game?
Right?
Stop reminding me. That's going to be on the thing. Okay.
Uh-oh. What's reminding you?
Yeah, it was one of those Windows updates. I was like, "Boo-doo-doo."
Oh,
So,
please update your computer.
yeah. I think it was a
Oh.
reminder about a reminder.
Yeah. Like I don't know what the hell happened to my computer earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Nice little blue screen you had.
I'm watching Eureka, and it started buffering. And I was like, okay, whatever. Sometimes that does happen. And then it was like buffer limit reached. There we go. And so I click on the thing, blue screen.
Was that the primary buffer panel?
Is that the primary? Yeah. Yeah. So then just, blue screen. And I'm like, all right, that hasn't happened since I've had this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to restart, and it was like, please select boot device. I'm like, what the hell do you mean, please select boot device? I haven't changed the boot device. Yeah, I go in, and the order got scrambled.
Mm.
It went to my my backup spinny hard drive. I was like, no, use the damn, what the hell? Yeah, so I just deleted everything that wasn't the boot manager.
This has been your boards and circuits.
Boards and circuits tech tip for the day.
Yeah. Oh,
if you're
man.
going to delete everything from the boot order that isn't what you actually want to boot from.
So, I actually do have a little mini review though to do. That is,
Alright.
I've had the, because one thing that's been big this year is the mobile apps.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
And so I've had a couple of apps that I've been testing and getting more plays of before I actually reviewed them. First of all, I will say the first one I have is the Root app. I played it on the computer. I played it on my phone. It's great. It's fantastic. If you love Root, you're going to love this. The animations are great. The soundtrack is so, like, it makes me giddy just listening to it. I usually turn off these things, but there's a little banjo that plays at the opening. It's fantastic. Definitely also, if you've been curious about Root, it's probably a better way of learning and trying it out because it's only like $8 versus getting the base board game, I want to say, is $50-$60.
Right.
And it's that Root is a game where, like, once you step in, you want to go all in almost. At least, I feel that way, but I have that kind of habit. So yeah, the Root app is definitely worth your money on whatever platform you want to get it on. Especially there could be Steam sales coming up soon if you have it for the thing. The other one I tried out was Roll for the Galaxy, which is a game from Rio Grande Game. It's actually, Roll for the Galaxy is one of the few games from Rio Grande I actually like. Their style of game is usually not my type of game. That's usually more Colin and Cindy's kind of thing.
Right.
But Roll for the Galaxy is a dice game, so... and the way Roll for the Galaxy works on tabletop is it's what's called an engine building game, where you start off with some dice and you use those like when you roll them, the dice, you can put them into, slot them into different actions basically, and use those to get cards, which will help you get more dice, or turn some dice into other dice to help you get even more dice, which will then eventually get you points, that kind of thing. It's one of those types of games. Like, trying to think. Did you play Gizmos? Was that? I think that was just me and Colin.
It might have just been you and Colin.
Okay.
I played the one with the cards and the dice.
Which
or
one?
maybe it didn't have any dice. The
Splendor.
Well, yeah, there's Splendor, but also the cars. The cars that had the legally distinct names for, like, the DeLorean.
Oh. Yeah. Steampunk Rally.
Steampunk Rally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played engine building games.
Similar,
yes.
like, yeah, in that sense, yes. So it's different, but that type still kind of the baseline kind of mechanics ideas there. I liked the board game, but I've only played the board game like once or twice, so I'm not an expert at it. And so I found playing the app really difficult for this one. So just something about it translating to the digital version just was not sticking with me. I tried playing through the tutorial and then played a couple games by myself, and it was just like not refreshing me enough to then stick with it. So I have a feeling that, like, but it's a good implementation. Like, the app's really smooth, and it's very easy to play, and like the UI is kind of intuitive, but the flow for me was just not, the strategies was not clicking for me. So I have a feeling for that app, if you love the game and play the game a lot, you'll love the app. If you've never played the game, I don't know that I would recommend you trying the app, or it could just be a me thing, but
that could be.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the other board game apps that you have?
A bunch. I have like Carcassonne, Catan, Ticket to Ride. Why?
Well, I mean, I was just like, I got the big iPad now.
Oh, yeah. I can send you a list of what I have on my iPad and stuff.
I got excited for a second. I was like, hey, Railroad Inc. Nope, it's not an app yet.
Not yet. There is a cartographer's app. It's a solo kind of app thing where you're playing against the leaderboard to see who can score the highest.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
But it's still pretty fun. And then obviously Scythe. There's a Scythe app.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to never mind. I'll talk about that later.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the quick kind of apps discussion there. Definitely we get the Roll for the Root app, and for Roll for the Galaxy, if you love the game, you'll love the app. I don't know if I could recommend it if you've never played the app. Maybe if you played Race for the Galaxy, which is the card game version of this game, you might also translate it if you're familiar with those two games, either one of those games. So, and then last, of course, I've been playing a bunch of Arkham Horror Catan.
Yeah,
like usual. We've been playing there's an expansion that's, I think it's the Traders and Barbarians for Catan. That's basically like a whole bunch of variants and modules that you can kind of plug in. Where it's like, oh, this one adds rivers through Catan, or this one adds like fishing posts around the edge that give you these little fish that you can trade as an additional resource kind of thing.
right.
So some of them are good. Some of them, we like some of them. We don't like other ones. So I just usually hate games where you have to I much prefer games where I get to mix everything all together. As far as expansions,
Right.
I usually don't like piecewise module-based expansions. Because then it's like, okay, we're done. Now we need to separate everything out to go into its respective box. I say this is my favorite game, is a game where every game I have to deconstruct the decks and put all the cards back. So, all right, there's that. And then before we get to, we got a couple of feedback questions in. But first, talk about Patreon. Remember, you can go to patreon.com/boardsandSwords and then help. If you enjoy the show, we do a lot of content on the regular. Both I've got the videos streaming here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We got the podcast there. And then you've also got, like I do, like I said, the TikTok videos. That's all the free stuff that we do, and I never charge for any of that. However, if you want more stuff or to help us do more stuff, then you head over to the Patreon, back for just $1 for a month's worth of extra stuff. If anything, you will double the number of shows you get, because every show, there's a second episode now that I've been doing where it's a pre-post episode that used to be, like when I first did them, they were like 5 minutes long, but now I've been making them. We've been kind of purposely hanging on the phone and talking.
Evolved.
Yeah. So, because it was like I promised bonus episodes, and then it was too hard to get people together to do them, and then I was like, oh, we'll just talk after the show about stuff.
Yeah.
I just leave the recorder running.
And you can hear the random crap we have at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. all the problems. I'm like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, this isn't working.
Why won't it work? Why won't it work? What the hell? Come on.
Yeah, and you get all that for just $1 a month. So
$1.
Yep.
Dollar makes us holler.
Holla, let me holler back at you.
I'm hollering. Oh.
All right. And with that, like I said,
We need to put that on the soundboard.
So we did 2 weeks ago, since we don't have a guest and we're not doing a game show tonight, I want to start doing more interactions with the crowd.
Yes.
So with the fan base, especially. But while we're on that note, I did just remembered something. So one of the features you get when you back as a Patreon is you get these cool little dice, and you can't really. I could try and show them, but you're not going to really see them. But I got these cool little dice that you get when you back. I send all the patron backers 2 of these, and then I shove them with like promos and stuff I have from like the box here. I have another one I need to send out to Beetle because he backed us. But I have like a big, huge bundle of these because I got a whole bunch early in the year since I was so late on them the previous year. So, but with, this year being such a crapshoot and holiday spirits and all that, I've decided I want to send a couple of these kind of dice packages where you get the dice. I'll throw in a bunch of other just kind of stuff from like my promos box and other things in here. Just nice little package of goodies. I want to send that out to a few people that aren't patrons as just a way of saying thank you for staying with us during this heck of a year.
During these trying times.
Yeah. So all you need to do is I was thinking like I'd send like maybe like 5 of these packages out. All you need to do is I'm going to pick from a pool of people that email me feedback@boardsandsorts.com and just let me know what you like or don't like about the show. Don't I'm not asking for like full on hate mail. I've experimented a lot this year with different forms of media, and I've only been adjusting based on what is easy for me to do, not because I haven't had a whole lot of other people's feedback to do stuff. Like I've tried a bunch of stuff and just, just kind of seen where things went. So I want some feedback on what things don't you like about the show. Like, do you like the bantery portions? Do you like the jokes being more kind of puns instead of me reading like paragraphs kind of thing? I have a feeling probably that's the case. But just even if it's just letting me confirming stuff I already knew, just having that feedback is really helpful. Even if it's just you saying, I like everything you've been doing, just keep up the good work, that's fine. That'll be good enough. But feedback@boardsandsorts.com, and you'll get entered to win. Chances are, usually when people enter these types of things, there's very little entries. So if you send an email, even if it just says, thanks for doing stuff, I've been watching every episode, good chance you might end up with some free dice.
There you go.
Yeah. But given that, I'm going to pop over. Nobody responded in the Slack that I sent it out, but I did. I got to minimize the messages I'm getting from my wife. Stop. All right, maybe I just won't show the actual messages. But as I've been doing recently, I dropped a note in the Boards and Swords community page on Facebook asking what kind of questions people would ask or are curious about. And that's the best part, is these don't even have to be board game related.
There you go.
There's like, I think the best one on here is Daniel Chadwick asks best and worst condiments and asks, is cheese a condiment?
Cheese is an ingredient.
Depends, I think. Cheese can be. I think cheese is an either or. Like, are you having a cheeseburger? Then that's an ingredient. That's not a condiment, because it's literally in the name. Are you having a hot dog and putting like chili and cheese on it? I feel like then it's a condiment. Am I wrong on that?
For me, cheese is the main course.
Right. Not most people don't just straight up eat cheese. So, but getting back to the first part of his question,
well, those people are wrong.
Yeah, best and worst condiments.
I am not a fan of cocktail and tartar sauce.
Oh yeah, I think that definitely has to go in the worst. Or I'm not even a big huge horseradish fan.
Yeah.
Like those are the types of things. Best condiment by far has to be A1 steak sauce, though. For me, at least.
Ranch dressing, man.
Oh, that's close. But for me, like I am to A1 steak sauce, like you are with ranch dressing. Like I would just straight up drink it. I get excited when I go to a Five Guys and they have like the gallon jug of A1 steak sauce.
Oh, and they're ready to
Yeah, they like had the pump attachment on it, and I'm like, the first time I saw that, I was like, I didn't even know it came in that size.
That's what she said.
So yeah, Phillips is definitely the ranch. I should have
definitely
I should have guessed that.
I would like I need to find a thicker ranch. Only because like I like putting it on sandwiches, but it's all runny. It spills out everywhere. If it could be like, if it had a little thicker consistency like a mayonnaise, just spread it on a slice of bread. Boom, there you go. Ranch instead of mayo.
Well, I'm surprised you don't make your own ranch at this point.
I mean, I should just,
Well, why don't you get the ranch dip? Because it's a
Get the
little
ranch dip.
thicker.
Yes, get the ranch powder. Just
Yeah,
put it in
that's
the
what I'm saying. You get the ranch powder and then pour it in like the sour cream. That's what we used to do to make ranch dip.
Put it in Miracle Whip.
Okay.
There we go. That's my second is Miracle Whip. And like I know
even
it's
a
not
knuckle
a
sandwich isn't a sandwich without the creamy cool taste
without
of
the
Miracle Whip.
That's right. Those commercials are great, dude. Oh no, was it you who showed me
What?
the Grey Poupon?
I don't remember.
No, it was Jason.
Oh.
Talking about old commercials, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I poop on the beach. I poop on my desk. I poop on my." Talking about putting Grey Poupon on sandwiches in different locations. Like, I poop on the couch.
All right. Roger posted saying which one of these would be worst and why. So you got some options here.
All right.
Your first option is playing a 4-hour Western themed Euro style board games, like one of those really, really like points heavy, not as much theme, but still lightly Western themed. So playing one of those one board games, or sitting in the most cramped airliner seat as you fly to a job site where you won't feel fresh air for 3 days. I feel like this is coming from a real place.
I feel like that's a little too specific.
Yeah, and then Jason Jason Furlong commented and said you forgot roll and move mechanics because those are usually worse too.
I'm gonna go with the Western.
Well, see, yeah, because there's a time piece in there where it's like you're talking like 3 days versus like if we were talking a 4-hour flight versus a 4-hour game, I would probably go with the flight. Because here's the thing, I've gotten to the point where I can sleep through most flights.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Like there have been so many flights where I don't remember taking off, and then I just wake up when the jet hits the ground.
You mean when it lands?
Same thing.
Okay. Any landing you can walk away from.
Yeah, there's some like I put on like some music and headphones while the stewardesses or whoever the flight attendant is, they're going through their spiel, and then next thing I know, we're in whatever area I was supposed to be in.
All of a sudden, I'm in Wisconsin. I'm like, sir, you got it. Where am I in Oklahoma? No, sir, you're in Wisconsin. Okay, we got to go back.
We got to go back.
I missed a stop. It's your kids, Marty. Your kids.
That reminds. Ashley's been watching Friends, and there's a Friends episode where Ross is dating this girl that's like 3 hours away by train, and like he's so tired from the trips he has to make that he falls asleep on the train and he ends up in Montreal.
Oh.
Which you could definitely tell this was made in the 90s, because I feel like border control is a little bit more stricter these days.
Just a little bit. I would say just a smidge.
All right. And then the last one, Kristen commented saying, what are you attached to a certain color game piece? Is there a story behind that? I guess what color are you attached to? And is there a story behind it? I mean, I usually pick red, but that's more because like red's my favorite color. If you couldn't tell by the
lights going on behind you,
the lights behind me.
Well, I mean, so for me, it was the same reason. It was like if there was a red piece, I would try to dive for it. I used to. So this isn't a game piece, but it is a colored item.
Mm-hmm.
So when I worked at Walmart, before like they had the system set up to where it was like you just got assigned to a register and a till was there waiting for you.
Right.
You had to like go and get the actual insert and get the money and all that stuff, and it was yours. You had to go walk it to the front and lock it up if you had to leave your register for an extended period of time. There was one, the little keys for the lockbox. It has those weird spring bands on them.
Yeah, like the little armband coils.
Yeah. Well, there was a pink one. And the thing was, the pink one was always there.
Yeah.
It was
Nobody
always
wants it.
there. Nobody wanted it. I was like, all right, that's mine. I know every single time I walk up here, left side, fifth one down, pink, that's me. It's always there.
That's you sticking it to the patriarchy.
That's right. Back in 2005, I was ahead of the game.
And that's all the questions we got. And chat's been pretty empty tonight, even though I know there's some people out there. So I think that's it for the main show. We may get into some other talk in the after show, but
yeah,
that's like an hour on the dot. Hit.
Wow.
It's what happens when there's only two of us. All those times that Colin and Cindy were wanting us to do
kidding?
Yeah, all those times they were wanting us to be in an hour or so, and it took them leaving for us to get there.
Not that we don't miss them.
Of course not. But it's not like we would see them right now, even if they were here.
Yeah, what are they? 3 hours behind us? 2 hours behind us.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like they're not here, or meaning like we're not out and about to where it's not like we would be having game nights. I think it'll be the impact will be feel more once we're able to actually meet up for game nights, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, this is before we completely start crying. Let's roll us out of here.
That's been our show tonight, guys. If you love this show, you're going to want to check out boardsandsorts.com/live. It's got the schedule for when we record. It's got all of the links to all of our other live streaming channels. And it also has the link to the Dirtbags of Holding. And that's where we play all of the world's best RPGs, and we do our best to completely derail all the campaigns as quickly as possible.
All right. Remember, if you want a chance at entering some free dice and goodies, feedback at boardsandswords.com. Let us know what pieces you like. Do you like the YouTube videos I've done in the past? The Punchboard Parade stuff I help out with still? Or just the show? You just like the show and that's it. You just everything on the audio, that's it. Let us know. We're also on social media. Facebook.com/boardsandsortspod is our official Facebook page. It also has a link to the community group that I pulled these questions from. Also, I'm at Boards and Swords on Twitter and at Boards Swords Chris on Instagram.
And you can find me on Twitter as Phil the Dirtbag.
And this podcast is also part of Punchboard Media. For other great gaming podcasts and blogs and videos and other stuff, punchboardmedia.com. And then thank you for listening and watching. Once again, please check out patreon.com/boardsandswords to help support the show. I think we're done until the new year. Or is it after? No, it'll be the week after. At least the recording. The podcast will be the new year. So one more time, we'll be back with another show in 2 weeks. In the meantime, remember, every gamer has a story. And Philip, you've activated my trap card. You thought I just read that straight up, didn't you?
Oh, you're not Ron Burgundy? Yeah, just read what's on the prompter.
This is the part where like everyone jumps in 30 minutes later because they're usually like 30 minutes late. So and then it's
exactly.
we're like up and done, and they're like, "Where's the show?"